One university in the United States conducted a study in Africa, and they said that we have over 100 years to catch up with the rest of the world.
We realized that our public school teachers needed huge upskilling. The main question is, could it be done by just starting from the basics?
The birth of this program was to support the teachers in their journey to embrace these new technologies that are coming into the classroom. The HPID program runs for a full academic year. We actually asked them to take on a project which they would like to prototype and solve a community problem.
This program seeks to help teachers build new concepts, have different skills in teaching their students. Let your innovation be something very simple that seeks to address a problem in your school. That will help every student you have.
We are teachers, we have our own intellect. So what they did for the whole of 1 year is they opened our minds to the possibilities.
Teachers recognize that they can be change makers in their classroom. When you have the framework, you can do anything.
And good morning from London. My name is Vikas Pota. I'm the founder and CEO of T4 Education. You know, I am so excited to be here with you today because it's been quite some time in the making since we launched, or when we thought about and then we launched the Africa Education Medal. You know, when I think about all of the world's challenges that we face, when it comes to education, I call Africa ground zero. And for good purpose. I'm not just trying to be a scaremonger in any way. Let me give you some statistics, which I looked at just prior to actually joining this live stream. You know, adequate infrastructure and teacher training play a critical role, as we know, in the quality of education. Of all the regions, Sub-Saharan Africa faces the biggest challenges in providing schools with basic resources. The situation is extreme at the primary and lower secondary levels, where less than one half of schools in Sub-Saharan Africa have access to drinking water, electricity, computers, and the internet. At the upper secondary level, 57% of schools have electricity, but only 25 to 50% have access to drinking water, hand washing facilities, computers, and the internet. Another important step towards this goal of a good quality education for all is getting enough trained teachers into classrooms. Here again, Sub-Saharan Africa lags behind. In 2017, that region had the lowest percentages of trained teachers in pre-primary at 48%, primary at 64%, and secondary at 50%. When you talk about SDG 4, this is why I call Africa ground zero. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining this very important live stream where we unveil the winner of our Africa Educational Medal. And our primary purpose in actually setting this up is to show that change is possible. Change is coming. And we need to think about all the different things that are happening across the continent and to make sure that we celebrate success as much as all the doomsayers like talking about the negative statistics that exist, which are a reality. But we cannot be despondent and jaded by that. And so the Africa Education Medal seeks to showcase, as you know, the advocacy, the impact and leadership of individuals that actually are doing some incredible work across all the countries in Africa in one way or the other. And I'm proud that at the beginning, you will have seen a graphic of the 10 finalists of this year's Africa Education Medal. And I flashed that up for you again. Like, you know, if you look at these 10 individuals and what they're attempting is nothing but just awesome. And when you think about it from that basis, you just think, well, my friends, we have to do everything possible to support them. Now, in order to honor them, I want to make sure that we spend some time actually profiling and actually talking about these 10 individuals, because whilst today is about the winner, it is equally about this pool of 10 that we are reposing our faith and our confidence in to make sure that we can actually get behind them and support their work, because I think that is pretty critical. And so when I think about President Kikwete from Tanzania, the former president of Tanzania, who served as president for 10 years and now serves as the chair of the Global Partnership for Education, which is the world's only partnership and fund that focuses on quality education to children in lower income countries and many in very, very tough circumstances. Now, he didn't have to do this, but he continued working in the public domain to uplift education. And for that, we salute him. Then we have Musu Bakotosawo, who is the national coordinator of Think Young Women, a female-led non-profit organization that aims to inspire and empower young people in Gambia. As a former child bride and survivor of FGM, I mean, that's incredible, a survivor of FGM, what she has done is nothing but just incredible by vowing to end the cycle of these harmful traditional practices in her generation. Her advocacy has contributed to child marriages and FGM being banned in Gambia. Then we go to Professor Mamoketi Fakeng. Keti, as she is affectionately known, is a leader like no other. She's the Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Town in South Africa and among the world's leading scholars in mathematics education. Growing up in rural and township South Africa during apartheid, she became the first Black female South African to achieve a PhD in mathematics education in 2002 and is determined not to be the last. In the 2 decades since, she has published more than 80 research papers and 5 edited volumes that continue to shape mathematics education in classrooms across Africa and far beyond. Now, this is someone who we absolutely admire in so many ways when it comes to uplifting quality education for all. Then I go to my friend, actually, Noella Kosaris Musanka. Noella is the founder and CEO of the Georges Malaika Foundation, a grassroots nonprofit that empowers girls in the communities in the Democratic Republic of the Congo through a school, a community center, technical classes, builds wells, and has an agriculture program, all working together as an ecosystem impacting thousands of lives. As a supermodel for leading fashion campaigns across the globe, Noella is a voice for the power of girls' education worldwide. And then we go to, Dr. Basuti Bolo. Dr. Bolo is the founder and CEO of Go To Space in Botswana, whose ambitions are to empower women and girls to reach far beyond Africa and to the stars themselves. Her initiative educates and mentors 10,000 girls a year on space and STEM at the national and international level, helping harness space science in the pursuit of sustainable development. Now, come on, if that isn't quite awesome, I don't know what is, right? And so we have to think about, what is it that we are putting our efforts in supporting? And these are the people that we're looking at supporting. Next, we have as a finalist is Cyril Nakonchor. Cyril is the founder and chairman of ENCO Education. And he set this up, a fast-growing network of African international schools that provides quality education to African students and opens up access to the world's best universities. Its alumni study in more than 200 universities across the world. He was nominated in 2006 as a Young Global Leader by the World Economic Forum. He's born in Cameroon and lives in the Ivory Coast. Now, today in many parts of the world is Teachers' Day, and Felix Malombe is an exemplar when it comes to teaching. He's also the executive director of STEAM Labs Africa in Kenya, which trains students and educators on STEM education, the SDGs, environmental sustainability, and ICT integration in education. He's a teacher at Crawford International School who has led his school to win an award for the best STEM school in Kenya and become a Microsoft Showcase school in Africa. Many congratulations to you, Felix. Then we go to, again, we stick to Kenya, the country of my birth, by the way. We stick to Kenya and we have John Mugo to celebrate. Now, this gentleman has done some incredible things. He's the chief executive of the Zizi Afrique Foundation in Kenya, not-for-profit committed to improving learning outcomes for the children and young people who are furthest behind by nurturing skills for learning, living, and working. The organization has grown rapidly to help improve the learning outcomes of more than 30,000 children and providing skills training opportunity to more than 1,000 young people facing extreme adversity. John Mugo is an education reform advisor to the Kenya Institute of Special Education, the Ministry of Education, and other institutions. Many congratulations, John. We then go to Falawe Omikunle. who many of us on the T4 platform are familiar with. Fulawe is the Chief Executive Officer for Teach for Nigeria, whose inspirational work has revolutionized the education nonprofit sector in Nigeria. Her organization works to tackle education inequity by recruiting Nigeria's best and brightest and most outstanding future leaders from a wide range of disciplines to teach in Nigeria's most underserved schools in low-income communities through a highly selective 2-year fellowship. I'm proud that T4 actually employs 2 incredible teachers from the Teach for Nigeria program, Obasanjo Fajaramurkun and Daniel Gobi, as part of our team. And we salute you for all your efforts. Next, again, is a very unusual choice, and we don't hear about this, but we also should be celebrating folks like Jide Mate, again, from Nigeria. He's the CEO of Comic Republic. And again, you say, okay, what's that got to do with education? But look, he's Africa's largest publisher of independent comic books and the continent's first digital comic book company. He's an illustrator, a designer, a producer, and entrepreneur with a passion for shaping Africa's narrative through art. And he utilizes the power of comics to tell compelling African stories to Africans and to the rest of the world. I salute every single one of you for your incredible achievements. And please know that we stand here shoulder to shoulder with you in this cause to uplift education in sub-Saharan Africa. Now, we should actually take a moment. I see the comments on social media are going nuts. When I look at some of the stuff that's happening, I'm actually quite overwhelmed with the number of people that are watching and actually and participating. So I'm just going to flash up a few, and during this live stream, we'll bring a few more of you up. But I also want to emphasize that if you're watching this on Facebook, we need you to go to streamyard.com/Facebook so that we can see your photo and your name in particular. And I'll show you an example of those that don't do this and what happens, right? And so I'd love to maybe today everyone's behaving and I can see everyone's name all of a sudden, which is always what they call Sod's Law. No, here we are. Facebook user, I don't know who you are. So please go to streamyard.com. Hello and namaste from India, absolutely. But I'd love to say who. And so if you go to streamyard.com/Facebook, that would be much appreciated. And of course, no event is in any way complete without a hashtag. And so if you wish to, and we hope you do, to help us actually spread the message of this initiative, if you could use hashtag Africa Edu Medal. I nearly messed it up myself. Africa Edu Medal. And so please go and use this hashtag in all your social media posts so that we can also see what's happening and we can help retweet or reshare your posts. And of course, you can find out more information on our website, africaeducationmedal.org. Now, I promised to share some of your comments on the screen, and here we go. And so I'm going to start off at the top. We've got someone from Croatia, not in Africa, but thank you for your interest, and we love the fact that you are joining hands with us. Kalyani, namaste from India. That could be the person who said this, but this is on LinkedIn. Anjum from Abu Dhabi, welcome. Forgive me, I don't read Arabic, but hi everyone from Egypt. Thank you so much. And don't forget, happy Teachers Day to you all. Akil Dala, now true African, hello, currently in Tanzania. Minu from India. Robin, forgive me, Robin, I don't know where you are, but congrats, Vikas, not congrats, Vikas, congrats to the finalists of the Africa Education Medal, taking particular joy in Africa Forward initiative. Thank you so much. Divjo is saying, let's connect sometime today. That's what you do on LinkedIn. Thank you so much. Yes, we can. And then we go on to Tunisia. Insaf Ben Rashid is saying, good morning from Tunisia. Thank you so much. Briha, hi from Pakistan. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Samha from Jordan. Hi, thank you for coming. And here we have Basuti, one of our finalists. Hi, Basuti. Thank you so much for joining from Botswana. What you do is just so impressive. Then we have John. Robin is saying, great to see you as a nominee, John Mugo. Absolutely. And if you don't know him, let's make him a household name across the world, not just in Africa. Sausan saying hello from Tunisia, and on we'll go. So without further ado now, I do want to bring on, someone who has actually made this possible, and has been a co-pilot and partner in the development of the African Education Medal. Please welcome Mayank Dhingra of HP. Mayank, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vikas. Such an exciting day. I can't be more pleased
Isn't it?
being here.
I mean, just
Absolutely.
imagine you birthed this initiative with us, and here we are today celebrating our the winning announcement and unveiling the winner of the medal. I mean, how does that feel for you as a representative of HP? Firstly,
I think, as the saying goes, you take one step forward and the rest falls in place, right? The path unveils itself. And I think, you and I did that. We thought how we can bring Africa center stage on education. And we took that one step forward, and look, here we are today. It's fantastic.
Indeed, here we are today. No one can ever say that we're sitting on our hands, huh? Well, thank you for everything you do. I am now going to very excitedly hand over to you to say a few words, and then actually, metaphorically open the envelope and unveil the winner of our inaugural Africa Education Medal. So over to you, Meg.
Thank you, Vikas. I think, with 1 billion youth in Africa, education is truly the answer to unlocking Africa's problems and its growth potential. So solving Africa's problems and unlocking its growth potential. We founded this medal along with you, Vikas, to really recognize the work of these change makers who are transforming the education sector. UNESCO data shows that over 1/5 of children between the ages of 6 and 11 are out of school in sub-Saharan Africa, with girls particularly impacted. However, we have also seen great efforts have been made to improve this situation, and especially before the pandemic, we saw enrollment numbers boosting up. But it requires the entire education ecosystem, ministries of education, policymakers, educationists, social entrepreneurs, edtech evangelists, and purpose-driven corporates like ourselves to come together to make systematic and sustainable change. And that is the reason why our finalists today represent almost all of these strands that make up the rich tapestry of the education community. And by celebrating the stories of these wonderful, extraordinary leaders, we hope that we can truly transform the sector, that the Africa Education Medal will inspire others to follow in their footsteps and bring lasting change to Africa education. And with that, I think we are now at the point where we are going to announce the inaugural recipient of the Africa Education Medal, the news we've all been waiting for. And I'm sure there's some drum rolls somewhere happening. The winner of the first edition of the Africa Education Medal is none other than Professor Mamogeti Faking.
Thank you so much, Mayank.
Professor Geti, such a pleasure, such a pleasure. May I just introduce you, please?
Thank you.
So, Professor Faking is the Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Town, South Africa, and among the world's leading scholars in mathematics education. Growing up in rural and township South Africa during apartheid, she became the first black female South African to achieve a PhD in mathematics education in 2002. And she's determined not to be the last. In the 2 decades since she has published more than 80 research papers and 5 edited volumes that continue to shape mathematics education in classrooms across Africa and far beyond. Her research focuses on language practices in multilingual mathematics classrooms and has proved influential in post-colonial Africa and post-apartheid South Africa in particular. Her research and community work have won her many prestigious awards, not least the Order of the Bayhub conferred on her by the President of South Africa in April 2016. She was also named the most influential woman academic in Africa by CEO magazine in 2014, and in 2020, she was included in Forbes' inaugural list of the 50 most powerful women in Africa. This year, she became the first African to be elected chair of the International Alliance of Research Universities, succeeding Professor Stephen Tupe, Vice Chancellor of the University of Cambridge. Professor Faking has shown extraordinary leadership in her field, with her research illuminating how learners and parents are positioned in and by the power of English. Her work explores practices in mathematics learning that harness learners' spoken languages while developing their mathematical English. This innovative work has highlighted those truly disadvantaged by their multilingualism in English-dominant society, and it has embraced the power of languages in learning. Once again, many, many congratulations, Professor.
Thank you very much, Mayank.
If I can ask you now, to just, you have been at the forefront of education change yourself. You're not only a trailblazer academic, but also a social reform and transformation advocate. So, how do you feel about receiving this award? And what do you see as the future of education in Africa? And finally, how do you see this platform helping you progress your mission further?
Mayank, let me start by saying thank you to T4, HP, Intel, and Microsoft for affirming the work that I do, and by so doing, affirming also how I do it. The truth of the matter is that education changed my life. And that's the reason why I'm so passionate about it. It has given me knowledge, which is the content of my craft. It has given me the courage to dream big and pursue my dreams with passion. And it has given me vision to want to make this world a better place to live in, especially for the poor, because I've been there and I know how hard it can be and how difficult it can be. It doesn't matter how smart you are, how hard you work. I know that poverty can mean that you do not get to where you want to go to. So with this affirmation, I hope to make a difference. And besides the advocacy work that I will continue to do for education, I hope winning this medal will enable me to grow at least 3 aspects of the work that I'm very passionate about at the moment. And the first is, I'm very passionate about ensuring that every young person get access to basic education. And many of you might be aware that we launched the UCT online high school last year. And it's a start, and it comes from noticing how many young people do not get access to quality teaching. Some young people in this continent, in our continent, don't have access to education at all. Some have access to schools, but don't have access to good teachers and good teaching. And I believe that with technology, it is possible that we can make access or good teaching, quality teaching, accessible to more learners. And my hope is that one would be able to work with non-governmental organizations across the continent, and hopefully with T4, HP, Intel, and Microsoft to set up a possibility of working with schools that maybe do not have enough or qualified teachers, or perhaps there aren't enough schools. We can set up micro schools and ensure that we use this facility to make sure that they get access to good teaching. Of course, at the moment, we're starting at grade 8, but my hope is that we will be able to go lower at some stage. But even at grade 8, so many learners in our continent do not have access, because many countries and many villages would end at primary school, and at high school, there is no access. But the second initiative that I hope this medal enables me to grow and strengthen is the passion that I've grown about for students who finish high school, go to university, but never complete university for a variety of reasons. Some of them, the reasons are academic, some of them are financial, some of them may be illness or family circumstances, and their studies are interrupted. And that's why on the continent, we've got so many smart young people who qualified to go to university, but are lingering around. Some of them are looking for jobs. Some of them have got no jobs and they're just around. And some of them end up doing crime. And I think we've got to find a way to channel their energies, because they were accepted to university. As long as they were accepted to university, they spent 1 year and they were not able to complete. We've got to find a way. And I've started with a pilot at UCT with the interrupted studies to give them digital skills. We take them through an aptitude test. If they pass, they select which program they get into. But that skills them and gives them an opportunity to seek jobs. What I have come to learn is that here on our continent, there are many companies that still source digital skills from the East. And I think we can grow those skills right here on the continent. And those skills can then enable them to get jobs, just as much as we can grow more entrepreneurs on our continent, and they can go on to create jobs for others. And finally, one of my passions is African women. I'm passionate about African women getting into postgraduate studies, because many women on this continent if they go into university, they only get an undergraduate degree. They do not get an opportunity to get postgraduate degree. They've got to start families, and many sponsors are not really keen to support them to get into postgraduate studies. And I would like to grow this area. I've already started. I donate 10% of my salary to support African women to get into postgraduate studies. And I hope I can grow this to get more African women into postgraduate studies, because if we get more African women into postgraduate studies, then we can have gender equality, not only in STEM subjects, but in many other disciplines and many areas of work where the world needs the diversity that women bring to the work and to leadership. Thank you so much, Mayank. I'm really, really chuffed, and I'm pleased. I'm humbled. I feel the responsibility of getting a medal. Every time anyone wins an award, it is a challenge to do more. Because if you get recognized, it is not to bask in the glory of the recognition, it's to draw on that affirmation and do more, so that more people can get to experience how education can change people's lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor, and many congratulations on behalf of the entire T4 community for being our inaugural recipient of the Africa Educational Medal. Unsurprisingly, things are blowing up on social media, and I wanted just to flash a few of these comments up. So Brian Schroeder, who both of us know, is a member of our judging academy for the Africa Education Medal, says congratulations. And we go on, from all over the world. Congratulations, you created a sensation. Then we go on to Jasmine France, who's a country ambassador. We're proud of you, a proud South African. Melissa Bailey saying, Professor Pakeng, you are amazing, which you are, of course. All the way from Turkey, congratulations to you. All the way from Leeds in the UK, fantastic. I love this name. Princess Limo says, so excited to be here. Someone called Shapang Oprah Tebeyapelo says, my role model. Absolutely. Arinze says, congratulations, Prof. And I'm just trying to pull up some more. David Silo says, congratulations. From all the way from Argentina, Domi Collar says, congratulations. Khalid Hamid says, congratulations. Josefina Rappellini says, congratulations. Hubert, well, we love this initiative too. Thank you so much. My own colleague Marine says, congratulations, Professor. You will know perhaps this lady. Congratulations, Professor Pakeng. Tamer obviously says, what an inspiring win and winner. Congratulations. Lisa from the UAE says, huge congrats to you, Professor. My colleague Salman says, congratulations, you're an inspiration to us all, which you are, man. Jasmine says, thanks for all you do, Professor. You're an inspiration to South Africa and the rest of the world. Now, again, this is the problem. We don't know who you are, but thank you. Heartiest congratulations. Math is usually considered a male subject. You're a real inspiration, specifically for girls and generally for all. Robin says something like, Africa has a usually rich set of learning around how to support education in extremely challenging circumstances. Unfortunately, mostly unseen and unknown, but with so much to share with the world. Delighted to see awards such as this happening. Congratulations, Professor Fakeng. And do you know this lady, Professor?
Tepang, yes.
So she loves her emojis, I can see. Brian, the future of education in Africa is bright indeed, absolutely, Brian. And so, Professor, I mean, we could go on, and we should enjoy this moment, and we should revel in it. you have done is quite incredible, and we salute you. And actually, the 9 finalists, the other finalists of the prize, we thank you all. And like I said at the beginning, we stand shoulder to shoulder with each and every single one of you, whether that's T4, whether it's HP, whether it's Intel, whether it's Microsoft, or whether it's the winner of our inaugural medal. Please know that all of your efforts will contribute towards this change that we so all desire. And I bid you farewell at this point with actually, Professor, I want to show you some endorsers who will come forward. We approached some friends of ours and yours to say, what have you got to say? So we have, Brad Pulford of HP, who talks about, Professor Fakeng's drive and leadership in transforming education across Africa, is an example to others all over the continent. We then have Professor Stephen Toope, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Cambridge, an incredible leader in his own right. You bring inspirational leadership and academic rigor to everything you do. She truly captures the spirit of the Africa Education Medal, and I congratulate her for having this honor bestowed upon her. And now the Premier of the Western Cape, Alan Wynne, says, the Africa Education Medal recognized the importance of education in transforming a country, helping to lift people out of poverty and inequality. This is what Professor Fakeng stands for, helping those less fortunate rise above their circumstances and achieve their goals. I'm particularly excited by Adrian Gore's endorsement of you, who is the founder and CEO of the Discovery Group, one of the most prolific business leaders of your country. Professor Fakeng is a remarkable individual and incredibly deserving of this recognition, as she exemplifies the principles underpinning the Africa Education Medal. She's an inspirational advocate for quality education on the continent. And last but not least, we have someone who I put well up there with everyone else, if not higher, an anti-apartheid activist and a friend of yours, Dr. Ramphele. She says, congratulations to my sister. She's a dedicated visionary leader in education. As a leader of UCT, she has led courageously in difficult national contexts. May she grow from strength to strength and model what transformative feminine leadership looks like. Katie, how does this all feel?
Thank you. It feels so good. Thank you so much. I mean, thank you.
You'll definitely have a good sleep tonight.
I am. I wish everyone was in the house right now and helping me scream, but I'm gonna have time to do that. But really, thank you. It's wonderful. It feels better than when I got my first degree. Definitely.
I love the humble brag with the first degree.
Well, when you come from a poor family and your parents don't have degrees and nobody has got a degree, and you get a degree, do you know the joy of
indeed.
that? I mean, it's like you've achieved something that no one thought it's possible, and back in 1987, when not many people had them in the community anyway. So I'm trying to recall like one of those groundbreaking moments where it felt good, and it feels better than that.
And what words of encouragement do you have for our partners? We should end on that note. HP, Intel, and Microsoft.
Investing in education is never a waste. So to Intel, Microsoft, and HP, please keep investing in education. And if you invest in education in Africa, you actually investing in the world. I mean, just in the next, in 2050, we will be having the large number of young people in the world will be in Africa. And probably every 1 in 4 professionals in the world will be from Africa, given the population of young people. And I think investing in Africa, in education in Africa, is as powerful as that. It really is not just skilling Africa, it's skilling the world, because it's like building the professional community that's going to be out there all over the world, transforming Africa and transforming the world. So thank you very much for this, for believing in us. There's lots of talent here. Unfortunately, poverty is a big detractor. It distracts us from what we should be doing, and with your help, we can do way more.
Mayank, the final word.
Now, thank you so much, Professor Geti. I mean, we take your words to heart. We have put a public pledge there that we'll better learning outcomes for 100 million people by 25 and accelerate digital equity for 150 million people by 2030. And our focus has been Africa to a large extent on that. So rest assured, we are with you on this. And once again, congratulations. Thank you, Vikas. Thank you, T4. Thank you, Intel and Microsoft, our partners. This has been a wonderful day. I'm going to buzz with the energy of this for the whole week, and the optimism is going to carry me through the year.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mayank, and please know you have our thanks. And Professor Phakeng, thank you so much again for everything that you do, and many congratulations for being this year's recipient of the inaugural Africa Education Medal. On that note, thank you, everyone. We look forward to continuing this discussion and supporting all African advocates for education. Thank you and goodbye.